Hello, everybody. My name is Julian Hemmings. One case that was brought to my attention that's being worked on by the Institute for Justice is called the U.S. Private Vaults, or involves the U.S. Private Vaults. I'm not going to talk too much off the cuff, but I'm going to go right into what the case is about, and hopefully it can inform people. And there will be steps towards the end of the video, the things which you can do to help to elucidate this information to other news channels, news sources. And if you're a victim of this, please go to the instituteforjustice.com. There'll be a link within the description. But for now, I want to just kind of read to you guys what I have for my research. The title is U.S. Private Vaults and the FBI, the biggest bank heist in American history. Disclaimer. The information is for general purposes only. General informational purposes only. It does not and is not intended to constitute legal advice. Information on this channel may not be the most up-to-date, and it does not account for the individual facts of your situation. Readers, therefore, should not rely on this information. If you have questions about the U.S. Private Vault seizure or the forfeiture process generally, I recommend consulting a lawyer who can help you navigate the process. Facts of the case.
The safest place to keep valuables is in a safe deposit box, right? These folks thought their possessions were 100% secure at the U.S. Private Vaults in Beverly Hills.
We found this place. We went and visited and talked to the people who were there. My husband did some research on where to find storage for this type of thing. We have silver coins.
The ad promised high-tech security,
identified,
as well as a no-questions-asked policy,
allowing your identity to remain completely anonymous.
They do have good reviews. They're in a nice location.
But then came a major shock. The facility was raided by the FBI, reportedly looking for drug cartel money. But nothing prepared them for what happened next. The government opened every safe deposit box and seized more than $86 million in property from everyone. That means from alleged criminals hiding their ill-gotten gains to regular folks who just wanted a safe place to store their valuables.
Are they making you feel like you're the criminal?
Yes, my gosh, yes.
For Jenny Pearsons, her silver coins were an important part of her retirement plan.
If they can do this, what is it that they can't do?
Joseph Ruiz says the government took $57,000 he got from a legal settlement. He walked in on the raid in progress.
I am being treated like a criminal right now. They stole my stuff. When I was there, they asked if I was part of the cartel.
Jennifer and Paul Snitko say their family treasures, like a grandfather's gold watch and inherited gold bracelets, were in their safe deposit box.
I felt powerless. I felt depressed that my own government did this to me.
Payments were made to U.S. private vaults with the company's knowledge, that the money came from the proceeds of the distribution of controlled substances and other crimes, the plea agreement states. This company would deposit the cash with banks, using the money to pay its costs for maintaining the business, thereby promoting the distribution of controlled substances and other crimes by its customers, federal prosecutors wrote. Box holders seeking the return of their property allege that the government overstepped constitutional protection in efforts to uncover illegal activity. About $86 million in cash and millions more in jewelry and other valuables were reportedly seized from the rented boxes. But specific criminal conduct has not been alleged against customers, federal prosecutors wrote. Box holders seeking the return of their property allege that the government overstepped constitutional protection in efforts to uncover illegal activity. About $86 million in cash and millions more in jewelry and other valuables were seized from the rented boxes. But specific criminal conduct has not been alleged against customers. The warrant authorizing the raid on U.S. private vaults stated that it does not authorize a criminal search or seizure of the contents of the safety deposit boxes. According to Rob Johnson, senior attorney with the Institute for Justice, which filed suit for the return of box contents on behalf of clients. Despite the direction of the judge who signed the warrant, the FBI opened every box in the vault and forced individuals to prove their own innocence to get their property back, Johnson said.
Treated like a criminal right now. They stole my stuff. When I was there, they asked if I was part of the cartel.
The FBI built a lengthy case against University Private Vault's owners, who have been charged with several crimes. But the businesses, hundreds of customers, were viewed as guilty merely by association. Importantly, the warrant authorizing the raid explicitly forbade the FBI from seizing the safe deposit boxes or their contents. The agents seized hundreds of safe deposit boxes anyways, then opened many of them and rifled through their contents under the guise of cataloging the items. That effort seemed to have been a little more than a fishing expedition in items, in search of additional criminality. And attorneys for the victims of the FBI's warrantless search are now asking that all records created by the effort be destroyed. One of the victims of this was a woman named Linda Martin. Linda Martin and her husband had their life savings that they held in a deposit box. Martin said the agency had never explained why it's holding her $40,200, and she and her husband have filed a lawsuit in conjunction with the nonprofit Institute for Justice. Paul and Jennifer Snitko are model citizens. Paul is a retired aerospace engineer who held multiple secretary clearances, and Jennifer is an entertainment lawyer. Neither has ever been in trouble with the law, yet federal investigators broke open their private security deposit boxes, searched through all the contents, and seized their property. They stored precious items like Paul's flight log and watches he and his father earned from years of service at their jobs in their rented boxes.
So unsettling. And to be the person where it happened to, that's a whole new world for me.
When the Snitkos tried to get their property back, they got no clear answer from the government.
Joseph Ruiz. The government's game have hurt box renters, especially Joseph. An accident severely injured Joseph's back, and he relied on the money that he kept in the security box to get medical care and buy food. But the government took and held Joseph's money for over 2 months, and now has baselessly alleged that it should be forfeited to the government. Joseph is running out of options. Cut off from his funds, Joseph has been forced to stop seeking treatment and physical therapy at a nearby gym, and his diet consists almost exclusively of staples that he purchased during the run-up to the pandemic. Those stores of food, just like Joseph's patients, are running low. Jenny Pearson is the Director of Operations for a distinguished nonprofit in Los Angeles. Jenny and her husband, Michael's store, rented a box to store silver they bought as a nest egg for retirement. The government tried to use civil forfeiture to permanently take Jenny and Michael's silver, despite not telling either of them what specifically they did to deserve such treatment. Information on these cases can be found in the links below. My conclusion: the FBI violated the Fourth Amendment constitutional rights of Linda Martin, Paul and Jennifer Snitko, Joseph Ruiz, Jenny Pearson, and many others. The rule: the Fourth Amendment. Amendment 4 is in regard to unreasonable searches and seizures. The rights of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The Fourth Amendment has a reasonableness standard. To assess whether a use of force was objectively reasonable, one must balance the nature and quality of the intrusion on the person's liberty with the countervailing governmental interests at stake. Orellana at City of Los Angeles. Continued. Courts assess the gravity of the particular intrusion on Fourth Amendment interests by evaluating the type and amount of force inflicted. Chu v. Gates, Ninth Circuit. Second, courts assess the importance of the government interests at stake by evaluating 1. The severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect posed an immediate threat to the safety of others or officers, and whether the suspect was actively resisting arrest or attempting to evade by flight. See Graham. Now, third, balance the gravity of intrusion on the individual against the government's need for that intrusion to determine whether it was constitutionally reasonable. Civil forfeiture. Forfeiture is a civil in rem action in which the property is proceeded against as a defendant on the legal fiction that the property itself is the guilty party. The showing of probable cause for the forfeiture is not limited to the evidence at the time of the seizure, but may also include later acquired evidence. Federal case law is instructive in the area of forfeiture because the California forfeiture statute is patterned after the federal drug forfeiture statute. In construing for the forfeiture statutes, it must be remembered that statutes imposing forfeitures are not favored and are to be strictly construed in favor of the persons against whom they are sought to be imposed. Explanation. The U.S. Constitution guarantees all Americans the right to privacy, unless there is a warrant issued on the basis of probable cause. The case Orlina v. City of Los Angeles presents with the standard of reasonableness. In addition, the court, in their analysis of civil forfeiture, shows that when the government takes items from persons, that this standard must be strictly construed. So the facts of the case at hand are clear. The U.S. private vaults were clearly involved in illicit activities to fund the running of the private vaults, and these activities provided the FBI with probable cause to search the Beverly Hills branch of the U.S. vault. However, the judge who signed the warrants recognized that there was no probable cause of their customers. The FBI's warrant did not grant the FBI the ability to search individual lockboxes. Yet, the FBI not only searched the contents of the safety deposit boxes without probable cause, but they recorded and took out what was in them. Attorney Robert Frummer of the Institute of Justice explained to me that the FBI intentionally stole $100 million worth of gold, cash, and other valuables from hundreds of innocent people like Linda Martin, Paul and Jennifer Snicko, Joseph Ruiz, Jenny Parsons, and so many more. Under the standard of the Fourth Amendment, this is clearly unconstitutional. From the test established by Orlina, the City of Los Angeles, we need to balance the nature and quality of the intrusion to the countervailing government interests at stake, right? And we go back to the standard test that I was talking about, the factor test I was talking about before. The customers committed no crime. The deposit boxes or the customers did not pose an immediate threat. Allowing this decision would allow the government to seize property without probable cause, thus making the Fourth Amendment moot. This is a terrible thing, and these are some of the points that I want to extend because it shows that the government or the FBI can work and take people's property without any oversight, causing a grand amount of mistrust between the public and our government. And there is no need for the FBI to possess the items of these Americans coming from a variety of backgrounds, both social and economic. Linda Martin was saving her $40,000 to purchase a home with her husband. People are putting their life savings in these boxes and trying to make sure that when they retire, that they're building up a nest egg. And for the FBI to take it from innocent people, it just violates the standard for civil forfeiture. It violates the Fourth Amendment. There is no reason why this should be happening. There is no reason why Joseph Ruiz should worry about what he's going to eat the next day, there is no reason. There is no reason. There is no reason. We are a nation of laws, not a nation of bullies. And we need to make sure that those in power are held accountable, irrespective of their position. When you have the power to do good, when you have immense power to make change in this country, you also have immense responsibility. And that should be well respected, well taken care of. I'm worried personally that the FBI is probably using these heirlooms, these family possessions, as a way to maybe purchase more things for themselves, enrich themselves. And for the attorneys on the FBI side to call for the evidence to be destroyed, it also causes a severe worry within us. So what I ask all of you to do is to call ABC News Los Angeles. The contact number and contact email will be in the description. Call Fox News Los Angeles. The contact number and contact email will be in the description. To call NBC News Los Angeles, the contact number and contact email will be in the description. And to share this video with news channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and so many more, wherever you can share it. And do this peacefully, right? We are against injustice, but we are not against people. People are imperfect, people make mistakes, and there's always a way to learn. When it comes to a system of injustice, let's be aggressive towards that, but not be aggressive towards people. We are all Americans, and people going outside even broader, we're all human beings, and we deserve a certain amount of respect and kindness, but we are also a nation of laws, and we want to make sure that we can protect our freedoms. So I really thank you all for watching this video. It really means a lot that I can get this out there to the public. Thank you guys very much, and have a great day. Thank you.